Hi there, welcome to this week's video. This first part is basically a continuation from last week, finishing off the embodiment of 2022. If you haven't seen that one, you can go and have a look at it. I'll put a link to it in the description. In this one, what I want to do is I want to basically talk about the good side of doing a large painting. Last time I talked about that middle section, the plod, the laborious bit that takes ages, but in that section, while you're doing that, you can actually find time for reflection, find time for processing thoughts. It's actually quite cathartic to paint about subjects on a bigger scale. The repetitive nature of some of the painting the cobbles, things like that, allow the brain to go over why you're painting it in the first place, and it gives you time for reflection. So I'm really glad that I painted it, even though that middle section you really need to push through. Mentally, it's actually really good. So this section, this is showing how I got through that middle bit, how I got to the end section. I'm not going. There's no video of me finishing the painting, just pushing through that middle section and then the finished painting. So I hope you enjoy that. Here it is. Here's the next bit. See you in a bit. Okay, I've left this overnight now, and you can see down here the sea still seems to be a bit off balance down there for what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that arm wider and that one. So I'm just going to alter that slightly. I'll have a bit more control with this brush now. So it'll come all the way out there instead. That'll be more like that. So I think what I'm going to work on today is the structure of the three creatures and get the actual foreground pieces laid out, and then I can start working properly on the background. So all the foreground pieces first and then work in the background. Starting to put the background in now. And then I'll paint the characters over the top. I have decided on what I'm going to have as symbolic things around the end, and I'm going to have people climbing off into the bushes and running off the screen, just trying to get away. That's going to be the extra details in there. And I am going to have them all naked, like I have had with the other 2 embodiment paintings. I think it just makes it more symbolic of the actual body of the person, rather than who they are being in society, which if I tried clothing them or putting their choice of clothing, each character would then bring with it societal norms. So I think having them naked just equalises everyone. That's my reason for doing it anyway. There's no decisions to be made then on who's wearing what. It would be silly to actually split people up into different sections. Anyway. This is the first embodiment that's actually set with the sky, actually. The first one was in like a cave setting. And then the last one was almost like in a room with people looking over the embodiment's shoulder. Although the way the beginning of 2020 goes, the fact that we've only just got outside now is actually quite relevant. This bit is all out of my head at the moment. I'll probably only use references when I'm doing close to details and faces and hands, but the rest I can enjoy myself, which is good. So as you can see, I've done all the background, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to get the background not finished but with enough detail on there so I could start working on the actual pieces to get a relationship between the background and the foreground. So I've taken the background as far as it needs to go, and I've painted on the characters, the people and the creatures with enough white so that when I put colours over the top there is a definite edge to them. It stops the acrylics being affected by the background colours behind it, so I can get true colours. It sort of sets the background back to being white again. So today I'm going to be concentrating on these two faces and just see how far I get. And then once it's the actual creatures I'm going to concentrate on first. So I'll start on the faces and then just see how far I get today. And then work my way down the tentacles, do the eyes and the propellers. And then after that I'll start working on the people, and then I'll start bringing the background and the foreground together. That's the plan today anyway. So the other day I did manage to get through the worst of it. I managed to carry on working and slog it out, and I feel a bit more as though the painting has moved forward a bit. I don't feel as panicky about how much I've got to do on it, which is a feeling I can get when I'm just under or just over halfway through and I really, really want to push, and I think, how did I manage, why have I chosen something so big? But yeah, I'm in a position now where I can work back into it and actually enjoy getting it to a finished state. This is like the final run of the painting, and it's in this bit where the first bit of the painting and the last bit of the painting is where I start to think about what it's conveying, what it's actually saying. So in the first bit I'm like, yeah, this can go here, this can go here, this will relate to this is symbolizing this, so all the information's in there. And now in the detail I can say this can enhance this symbolism, I can enhance this by making it this colour, or it's little decision making processes in the finishing now. But that middle section of just doing it is the bit that is always the most difficult for me to get through. But I think I've got through it. I think I've got the painting right from the bottom to the top, which you can't see properly because of the lighting. But yeah, it's pretty much there now. So I'll get stuck on that. Maybe today, tomorrow, it'll be finished. We'll see. Yeah, I did manage to get it finished. And here it is. A few changes. Changed the feathers on the top to helicopter rotors. I changed where the signage was going. Put some figures down the bottom, and I didn't have anyone running off into the bushes. But a few changes here and there, but kept it the same. Next up, I'm going to show you what happened last week. We went for a test sail on a boat that we're looking at. It's not something I can show you fully because obviously nothing's gone through yet. So we had a test sail last week, we've got a survey next week, we've done our sailing exams, and we're doing our radio operators test tomorrow. It's something that we've been planning for quite a while. And the idea behind this is that sailing's going to give us a way of slowing down and looking around us. And when I go around and do painting, that's exactly what I'm after. I want to stop and take things in, slow down, look what's around. So whilst we're sailing around, I'm going to be recording the people, the places, the stories, and just keeping a record of the reality that I find when we're out there. We always get told to slow down. We always get told that we just need to stop and look around. And sailing does that. The weather stops you doing things. The tides stop you doing things. It's just a slower way of thinking. And I'm just got to work out how I'm going to paint on the back of the boat, but that's for another video. But what I do want to say is you're more than welcome to come along and watch the journey. Thank you so much to everyone who's watched so far, who's liked my videos. Thank you for subscribing as well. That makes a big difference. I still can't believe that people want to watch what I get up to. I'm doing it as a record of the work. But thank you so much for everyone who has watched and left me messages. It's much appreciated. So hopefully I'll see you next week with more news and probably another painting. I'll give you a clue. It's about crows and midwinter. All right, see you next week. Bye.